it's important to listen to your clients. What's really going on? What do you do for a living? What are your daily activities? It helps me to understand the body and what it's going through as well, stress.
Yeah.
So I listen, and then I work through the muscular system and what it allows me to do.
Well, good morning and welcome to In the Know with KO. I'm your host, Kristen Adams, also known as KO. Today, we're going to get in the know about health, wellness, and the benefits of massage therapy. I have an incredibly special guest today. She is not only a friend for almost 24 years, but she is the best massage therapist in South Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, Lisa Day.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. When I say the best, I think a lot of people have a misconception about massage therapy, but we're going to myth bust all of those today, Lisa. So before we get into those nitty-gritty details, I want to have some fun. We're going to do what we call rapid fire, okay? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. All right, Lisa. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Country or rap?
Country.
Yeah, girl. Pizza or hamburger?
Pizza.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Yeah, I knew that one already. Music or silence?
Ooh, depends. Honestly, depends.
Yeah, no, that's a tough
Yeah,
one.
that's a tough one, but music is definitely a good one, yeah. Music.
Comedy or drama?
Comedy.
I knew that one already, too. Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise.
Scuba diving or skydiving?
Scuba diving all the way.
I mean, can I just touch on that briefly? I just don't understand the desire to jump out of a perfectly good airplane. And I also don't understand why, when we are on a commercial air flight, I would like my own parachute. I would like to have the opportunity to put matters into my own hands.
Well, I have done it before, but I have to say somebody else pulling it, if you don't do it right, is a good backup.
100%. I would be the person that just went splat to the end, because I wouldn't be able to. I could barely go down a tall slide without somebody pushing me. So, yeah, and that's on the ground.
Yeah. I like adventure, but you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like, even on a commercial flight, I would like the option,
Yeah.
I mean, our seat is a flotation device, right?
Is it? Do you
Not
make it?
Mine's a toilet, because if that plane's going down, that seat cushion is toast. Speaking of dramatic moments, can we just talk about the fact that my heart is still racing from an out-of-body experience that we just encountered here in the studio? Super grateful that Lisa's boyfriend was here to literally save our lives, because it's pouring rain with a storm outside. Y'all can't see that because we've got darkness in the studio behind us. But because when it rains in Florida, what happens?
The bugs come in.
Yeah. And we had a cockroach the size of a small horse that made its way in. It was literally climbing down a curtain to the far side. Thank goodness our producer spotted it. And Lisa's boyfriend was literally our hero. He saved our lives. Yes. He touched it with his bare hands. My soul left my body.
I don't even like to see them.
I just, all I can say is he is my hero today. And this is the first time I met him in person. That was like top notch right there. We're going to talk about that story for the rest of our lives.
Yes.
No doubt.
And it's a clean studio. It has nothing to do with the studio.
No, listen,
the bugs want to come in.
We keep clean houses and they still find their way in. That's what we talk about. Like we were just saying, a house can burn down, but the two things that are going to still be alive, cockroaches and rats, they never die. So special breed, they are. Special breed. So speaking of special, you, my friend, are so special to me. Before we get into the business side of why you are so amazing, let's talk a little bit about how we met. So 24 years ago, our kids were babies, right? Yes. And Dylan and Ashley were the cutest little kids growing up, weren't they?
They were.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still are. I just can't believe 24 years has gone by already.
I know. I have the cutest picture of them eating their chicken nuggets and mac and cheese with their silly little faces. They were just the cutest little kids in the whole wide world. And to see them grow up together and for us to be present for so many of their milestones together too, I feel like that was incredible, right? I mean, just seeing the wonderful young adults that they grew to be. I mean, they were like the picture perfect children too, weren't they?
They're sweet.
They really were so sweet. And it's cool because, Ashley's dad and I were such great friends growing up. So I really think it's cool to see, he and I had like that brother sister kind of
You
friendship.
went to school together.
Yeah, we grew up going to school together. So although our kids didn't go to school together, they still got to grow up together because our families were always doing stuff together. And, so just seeing the awesome young adults they grew to be. And the other thing that we shared in common was that we were both very young moms and, just getting into our 20s and having babies and also getting divorced. But we gave definition to healthy divorce, right?
We did, yes. It didn't have to, it always had to be centered around the children. So we were lucky to have fathers like that.
What advice do you give someone that is maybe in that position, Lisa, to keep it healthy, to keep it from getting ugly? What do you recommend?
Just always put the child first, as much as you can. You can't control everything. You can control your own home.
Yes.
And what you do as a person, as a mom, and you're an example to your children. So
I think respect is a huge factor too, because I know you guys, and then, and same with us in our family dynamic when we decided to, go our separate ways, we didn't get anything below the belt. Right. We kept everything high. We kept everything with the utmost respect. I mean, look at how much money we saved. Right? Because those attorneys are the only ones who win in those scenarios.
Yeah, thankfully we didn't even need that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean,
we worked it all out on ourselves, on our own.
High five right here.
Right?
High five to being the best ex-wives that anybody could ever ask for. Okay? So, and I would say, and I'm sure you'll agree, this is not a commercial advertisement to promote divorce.
No.
By any stretch of the imagination, because even under the best of circumstances, it's extremely taxing. It's hard. You still have a lot of tough moments, right?
Right. Yeah, I agree. You do. And you know what? No matter what, again, you just bring it back to the kids and you do the best that you can.
Exactly.
And respect.
Yeah. I mean, and as they're growing up, I think also finding ways of keeping that respect part of the daily balance so that you can effectively co-parent, because now you've got two different households, two different sets of rules and dynamics. So, is there anything special that you guys did to keep Ashley balanced with that?
I mean, like you said with the schedules, I think being able to communicate, because communication was still, it was still a big factor. So if we had certain rules, we like to have them on the other side as well. Mom and dad, if you're still, hopefully if you can work together, and not everyone can do that. I mean,
no, exactly. That's why I said it's not always ideal, and it's not a perfect recipe, right? It's one of those recipes that's not actually written down, right? You go off the top of your head. It's a little bit of this, a pinch of that, and hope for the best, right?
Right.
It's kind of a big crock pot of life.
Yes.
So in addition to being an amazing mom and friend, your career is so much more than just therapeutic massage. And I've learned so much from you over the years because of that. And by the way, so super proud of you. I mean, you've been doing this now for how long?
19 years.
19 years.
Yes.
I know some people can't even keep a job for 6 months or a year. So this is not a job. This is a commitment to a lifetime career.
It is.
Right?
Yeah. I think the average massage therapist is 10 years. It's a hard job. I mean, there's a lot entailed to it,
But you do so much more than that. I mean, I think teaching your clients about the importance of, you educate them, the importance of healthy living, making good choices with what you eat, what you put on your body, how you treat your body, right?
Right. They're all factors.
Yes.
It's part of wellness. It's part of self-care, right?
Yes.
It's taking care of yourself, but you can do that. You could take care of your family better as well. And
that's true.
And you look at the longevity of it,
It's not just physical. I think there's a misconception, and this is where the myth busting is going to begin. I want people to understand, maybe they don't know. Massage therapy is not just a luxury for when you go to a spa. Right. Although you can make it a luxurious experience like that, but it's so important mentally, emotionally, and physically, and some people say, oh, it's too expensive. Well, pay now while you're healthy, or you're going to pay later when you're not healthy, right?
Right.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah, there's many benefits that massage bring. So,
Yes.
I mean, you can use it as a luxury, but if you have pain or if you don't want to be in pain after
Yes.
working out, it helps. There's
True. That is true.
circulation, there's a lot of factors that massage contribute to helping you feel better along the way.
What are the main reasons that clients come to you for massage therapy?
Well, I have a lot of experience and, that's definitely a factor, but I listen to my clients. When you walk into a spa or a chiropractor, and you tell them what's going on and what's hurting you, it's important to listen to your clients. What's really going on? What do you do for a living? What are your daily activities? It helps me to understand the body and what it's going through as well, stress.
Yeah.
So I listen and then I work through the muscular system and what it allows me to do. Yeah.
See, that's why she's the best, okay? I mean, and it's not just because I love her to pieces. It's because she has such knowledge. Lisa, you've really gained so much knowledge. I think that you also have a lot of education and understanding sports medicine as well as chiropractic care, right?
Yes, that's what I went into first. So I didn't go into the spa. Spas are wonderful; they're beautiful. But going in and working first with a chiropractor and a physical therapist, I did learn the body and its injuries and what it goes through, and how to help people rehab. And
so
that
I know
was important.
some of my listeners are not in South Florida, so I don't know how much they would benefit from trying to get an appointment with you unless they come down to visit. Of course, I will refer you, as I always do. But it's important when you are looking for a professional massage therapist to get the results you're seeking, you need to make sure that they have that type of knowledge and they're listening to you, right?
Yes.
That's so important because they can actually cause injury, right?
Yeah, they can. I mean, if someone says deep tissue, okay, well, what is your idea of deep tissue? And everyone's deep tissue is different. Little things like that, make a difference. Talk to your clients, and I do. And I love my clients. I build relationships with them. They become like family to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine, especially, having a client for so many years. What's the longest, besides me, what is the longest client that you've ever had on your book?
19, 20 years, because I started right from the beginning. Yeah, I was very fortunate. Even in school, I started getting clients. So
wow.
And I go to their homes and I meet them where they're at. And
see, that's a testament to you as a person. That's another thing. I think you have to feel comfortable with it because it's a very personal relationship.
Yes.
I mean, I know whenever we've done massage, whenever you've done massage for me, I've never done massage for you. I wouldn't. Okay, we'll just leave it there. Get your imaginations out of the gutter, everybody. Like I know you are super sensitive to my shin area on both of my legs because I've abused them from dancing and tennis. And so I know, like, don't touch the shins or Kristen's going to hit the ceiling like there's a cockroach in the room. Yeah. Okay.
Little things like that. You got to listen to your client. Yeah.
It's true. And I think that, understanding the benefits of massage, but also, again, connecting the dots between wellness because, it's like jogging with a candy bar in your hand, right? Why?
Yeah.
Why bother? Just don't, just don't do it. It's counterproductive, so if you're continuing to eat things that are causing inflammation to the body and to the brain, you're not getting the full benefits.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I can only do so much, right? And so can a doctor. Once you tell somebody, hey,
I'm looking, I don't see a magic wand, everybody.
I wish I could heal everybody and make them feel better, but it's the long term, what you do long term that does make a difference. Massage is a key factor in a lot of things that help.
Yes.
But again, I'm not there all the time. So you eating well, drinking water, staying hydrated, staying away from as many toxins as possible.
Ah, man, that's like a whole other episode. I've got a good amount of people, you included. We're going to have some roundtable discussions where we're going to fill all 4 seats here in the podcast studio and talk about what you should eat and use product-wise and what you shouldn't. There are so many things that are on the naughty list, and a lot of it is just awareness. I'm still surprised to this day, Lisa, how many people still don't know about things like inflammatory oils, Red 40, different.
But I think we're getting there. I think because we're talking about it more, because our like my parents' generation and my grandparents, they didn't. It was just very simplified, and they didn't understand even things coming from a can or processed aren't good for you at all.
So all of that was really introduced in my generation, so I was born, I'm a few years older than you. You're welcome. So I remember growing up in the 80s, and that's when, microwaves were born and microwave food was born. And I literally remember my parents, don't stand too close to the microwave. It's going to ruin your brain. I thought, that's terrifying. Like, I look back at that now, I'm like, what?
But we have it in the house.
Yes, but I'm like, yeah, it's still in the house. And now let's just, microwaves aren't enough. Let's get cell phones and cell phone towers and like anything we can to like put on our bodies. And I find now I'm going back old school. So like I have the headphones that you plug in. I don't want anything wireless anymore. I'm like, we have enough of that. And it's just crazy. And I think you're right. I think that more and more we're becoming educated, and it's a self-awareness. Like I've actually gotten, even our 9-year-old, he goes out with me when we're going shopping for stuff. He reads labels. Right. He knows, oh, Mom, look, it's got this and it's got this. And I'm like, that's awesome. And if they have something like Halloween, or they have a party at school, or they go to a birthday party, I have a reward system. Bring the trash home, and you either can make money or you can trade it in for double of something that's healthier.
Very good. I like that.
So there you go. There's your little mom hack for the day.
Clever.
Get in the know with massage therapy and keeping your kids healthier.
Very
because,
good.
It starts with them. My generation, we're already ruined.
And they're going to carry that on,
Yeah, no, that's
true.
true.
Even my daughter. My daughter's a nurse. I'm so proud of her. She's doing excellent. She's learning about self-care too. She's on her feet 12 hours a day, and poor thing already doesn't want to adult.
I know, but that's a big transition to have to. That's a big responsibility she's taking on, and I'm so proud of her too. Shout out to that Ashley, young lady you are.
She's amazing. But again, with your kids, you pass it on. They see that. So I'm glad that she takes time to herself. She understands self-care, and she's eating healthy as well. And so, we did something right.
Oh, man, we did. I always say if I look at my life and all the mistakes I made, if I did anything right, I look at my kids.
Absolutely.
And you look at Ashley, and they've got great hearts for other people. And I think that's a really big part of what you do also, Lisa. I think, you don't just have this career as a clinical role. Right. I know that you genuinely have care and concern, whether it's a client who comes to you one time or they have a regular appointment with you. I've seen you in action.
I love my clients. I really do. And I care about them. So when they are hurting, I do want them to feel better. And that's why I try to help them as best as I can with the whole wellness altogether. Get a massage, but also eat well. And
so I think, most people are familiar with the standard like deep tissue massage, but what other type of massage options are there for people to understand,
Well, I do have a lot of different certifications. So I have neuromuscular work, and I also do sports therapy, but I have my prenatal mommies who are pregnant, and obviously they need that. Their bodies are going through a lot. So I appreciate that. And then that becomes also a lifelong relationship where I get to see them raise their babies. And then you do have soft tissue, and you work with whatever they need, lymphatic drainage as well. Some people, unfortunately, going through cancer and things, they need extra, love and TLC.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's where I hope that the education piece that you bring to the table can maybe help those patients, because, not pouring refined sugars and things like that into the body, which just fuels all of that, right?
Right. And then I learn from them as well, because sometimes there's things that they tell me that I'm like, oh, I didn't know. But because they're going through some things, it helps me to understand them better. Yeah. But through massage, you've got to help with their circulation, and it pushes toxins through, and that's what's good. That's why we say drink water afterwards.
That's a great point. Flush it out. Just flush it out. I think it's also really exciting. I don't know if you've noticed this as much as well, that more and more people are talking about the benefits of functional medicine and holistic treatment. Now, I specifically remember 10, 15, maybe even 20 years ago, if you mentioned something like that, you were a quack. You were a weirdo. You were like, oh my gosh, they are so, I don't know what I just did there, but they are so far out there that, I don't have anything in common with them. I can't talk to them. Now, this is becoming a common practice where people, myself included, are seeking root cause answers, okay? Because, for example, if your body is inflamed or you have a pain, that's your body telling you something's wrong. I'm lacking in something. I need something, or something's not agreeing with me. Right. So, Now you can go to a doctor and you can get a prescription and it'll mask that problem,
Correct.
potentially causing additional side effects.
A lot more.
If you've ever seen a pharmaceutical television commercial, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
We're going to heal that problem, but in the meantime, we're going to give you migraine, headaches, diarrhea, bone loss. I mean,
You're
like,
right.
you know, you're going to lose your vision. Like, they're going to talk about all these scary things. And I'm like, that's
Or just change your diet. Try. Put in the effort.
I'm not saying that there's not a time for pharmaceutical drugs. There is. And there is also a time for both Eastern and Western medicine.
Absolutely.
But I think there's got to be a marrying relationship of them together, because what I have found, for example, you know, in my house even, you know, I try not to just throw an antibiotic at something. Do I? Yes, we do. There's a time, because if you have a bacterial infection or whatever, you know, but if it's viral, it's got to run its course, and there's ways we can treat it, right?
Right.
Do you ever include essential oils?
I do.
Yeah.
I have essential oils. Everyone's different, you know, so there's sometimes where, you know, I can't use them because they don't like the smells. But, I mean, some of them are very beneficial, obviously.
I found out the hard way. I love the smell of lavender, but my body doesn't like I don't know, something about that oil.
On you.
I've had bad reactions.
Yes. So you got to be careful with that. That's what
Yeah.
Because some of them are, they're pure, so they're potent.
Right.
Yeah. So it's good to have an oil diffuser.
Yeah.
You know, I know a lot of kids, when my daughter used to study, we would put an oil diffuser on in the house to help.
Yes.
You know.
I am actually a huge fan of that as well. So if anybody who knows me knows you will not find toxic plug-in air fresheners in my house. And if I come to your house, I might pull it out of the wall and throw it in the garbage. It's true. And I've done that before to several friends. And they're like, did you just throw my air freshener in the garbage? I said, yes, but we're going to replace it with something a whole lot better. First of all, it's a fire hazard. Okay. That's the number one. Second of all, do you have any idea what that is? Like, you know, if you knew there was a little bit of Windex in your water, would you still drink it because there was just a little bit?
Oh, wow.
No, it's toxic. So there are so many other options. There are candles that are healthier, right?
The soy.
Yeah, the wick and the wax, that, you know, they have better options out there. So essential oils have been around for thousands of years, right? So
that was their first practice of medicine, really.
Yeah.
I mean, they use plants. So anything that is plant, you know, comes from a plant becomes an oil.
Yeah.
So
that's
it
true.
is medicinal.
It is. And this, again, this is not to overshadow someone who has a medical degree.
No, yeah.
But what I've learned is most people who have medical degrees, they are isolated into one specific area. So, for example, if you go to an ENT, they're not concerned about whether or not your gut health is in check. Like if your inner microbiome is out of whack, which is causing your chronic sinus infection, they're not going to help you fix that.
Right.
You have to fix that.
Right.
So I just wish that there was a way to find that more. You know, when my mom was battling cancer, I'll never forget, Lisa, I went to the hospital with her to get her infusions, and they have a little waiting area, right, where you can go and family can be with their patients, and even the patients themselves. You know, are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Every single thing in this little cubby of snacks was either bioengineered, laced with inflammatory oils, or loaded with food dyes. Yep. All trash. Oh, and more high fructose corn syrup, refined sugars. And I thought, why can't you just not put that out? Maybe put out a bowl of fruit.
Yeah.
Put out a bowl of fruit and maybe get a machine with some filtered water. You know, I thought you're literally feeding the disease.
Did you tell them that while you were there? Because that
would
have been something you would have done.
Let's just say I was not their favorite support person, because I took it a step further. I decided to become a volunteer at the hospital.
Good for you.
So I could be like an inside source and really get to the heart of the matter. And I did that for almost 2 years. I did that because it was something that my mom actually wanted to do when she was in remission for a period of time. She wanted to go back and volunteer. And when she passed away, obviously she didn't get the chance. So I just kind of picked up what she had started.
And you've done a good job at it.
I thank you. It was a big learning curve for me. But again, I was just really disappointed to see that the patients were not being educated on nutrition, and maybe even something as significant as a massage, like you said, to help, you know, just to maybe give them some comfort in areas where all the chemicals that they're putting into their bodies with chemotherapy and radiation, like, how do you get rid of that?
Massage, actually.
Yeah.
Massage does help. So you're pushing, which I've had clients come to me for.
Right.
So you got to, help them push all that through.
Yeah.
As they're healing,
Well, that's why I hope we're right. And I really genuinely hope that as we continue as a world, this is not,
Right.
it's mostly an American problem because, a lot of the products that we have here in America are sent to other countries minus the bad ingredients. What? We've created a hamster wheel of issues in our country. That, again, whole other episode.
Yeah.
But it's scary to think of how many things we've allowed. And when you make the time to read labels, I don't know about you, but I get angry. Like, why are we allowing this? Oh, it's just a little bit. Oh, it's a micro dose of it. Yeah, well, if you have it every day, it's not a micro dose anymore.
Right.
It's building up in the body,
And even as people get to learn about it and get rid of things slowly at a time, that's good. You don't have to go full all in, but start making small changes because they make a difference.
Ooh, that's such good advice.
Yeah. And the younger you are, obviously, the better because, some of our young kids who aren't doing it, they look ahead and they go, oh, I'll deal with it later.
Yeah.
Well, then when you deal with it later, it's kind of too late, you know? So,
that's true. That's true. Everything in moderation. My rule of thumb, this could be another in the know with KO moment, is if I don't remember the last time I had it, it's perfectly acceptable to indulge in it now. And that could be anything from McDonald's to candy or like whatever. It doesn't matter. If I don't remember the last time I had it, I'm safe.
Yeah. We just went recently to Massachusetts and they have really good chocolates. So I did indulge in some of those.
And you know what? Good chocolate doesn't have to be bad. It doesn't have to be bad for you.
Well, some of it's actually very good for you. Real cocoa is, but again, you got to read the label.
That's true. Reading labels is important. We owe it to ourselves. And someone said something recently. I'm not going to take credit for this comment, but I think you'll get a kick out of it. If there's a healthy part of the grocery store, what's the rest of it?
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah. I do try to stay on the outskirts as much as I can, and I cook fresh. I really don't like to get, anything that's pre-made. So I think that's a big key.
You do a lot of really great cooking. I've seen some of the photos of your work.
I enjoy it. Thank you.
She posted like art. Like, I created this beautiful display, and
I love
it should be colorful.
Yes,
too.
your plate should be colorful. That's true.
But you're right. From the outskirts of the store.
Yeah. It should go bad. That's also my motto. Food should go bad. If it's sitting in your pantry for more than a week, really, it's not good for you.
Yeah, or if you buy something and it says, good through 2035, I'm like, oh man, imagine what it's going to do to my digestive system. Okay, yeah.
Right.
I notice a difference too, like when I get on that path of doing really, really well health-wise, and then we travel, we go out of town or whatever, we do indulge a bit more. We don't read anything. We go a little overboard with some of the bad stuff.
And then you just got to bring it back again. I do. I have to do the same thing all the time.
It's like we need a reset. Our body is like, what just happened?
Right. Yeah. Being aware and realize, okay, I've been doing this. I should need to get back on track.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. So I'm gonna bring this to a close, Lisa. And first, just thank you so much
for having me,
coming on the show. And I gotta also share the importance of not just promoting your friend in their business, but supporting them in things that matter, the way you have with Place of Hope for me as an angel mom. I am so super grateful that you've joined me in that journey and you've participated in the events and getting more involved. That means a lot to me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's a good cause.
Yeah. And, no matter what your friends and family are doing, just support them. Just be nice to people.
Yeah.
It's not just better for them, but it's better for you. It's healthy for you, right? It's mentally freeing and it's so great. And so anyone here in South Florida, if you want to meet this amazing young professional who has 19 years of experience, she was like 5 years old when she started.
23.
Okay. Good enough. But you know what? Do yourself a favor. Treat yourself to at least the initial consultation to find out the benefits of what Lisa can do for you or someone who needs her services, and reach out. We're going to share her information here so that you all know how to find her. So check this out below. And I just want to say thank you again for bringing my listeners in the know about massage therapy, health, wellness, healthy divorces, raising good kids, like so many great things, Lisa.
Yeah, you got to do the best you can, right?
For sure, for sure. So I'll have to bring you back.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And of course, if you enjoyed today's show, please don't forget to give us a 5-star review, share it with someone else who you think can benefit, and have a wonderful day.